Namaskaram. On behalf of RASA web channel, we are very, very happy to have with us Srimati Anuradha Madam. Namaskaram, Akka.
Namaskar.
We would like to know your divine journey of your music.
I come from a family of musicians. I'm the 8th generation of my family. In my family, my father, one of the greatest musicians that India has ever seen, and I'm very proud of that. Palakkad Shri K.V. Narayan Swami, that's my father. So his father and his father, that way, 8 generations we've been musicians. My grandfather, my father's father, was the only violinist in this 8 generation musicians. And from the Tyagaraja Swami Shishya Parampara, I'm the 7th. Tyagaraja Swami had many disciples. One of them was Manambuchavadi Venkata Subbayyar. Manambuchavadi is a suburb in Tanjavur. That's in Tamil Nadu in South India. One of the most fertile lands of Tamil Nadu. Obviously, art and culture would flourish there. This Manabuchabudi Venkata Subbayyar had a student called Patnam Subramanya Iyer. In those days, what we call Chennai, what I used to call Madras, used to be known as Patnam. So I suppose they would say, oh, where has Subramaniam gone? Oh, he's gone to Patnam. He's gone to, I think it comes from Madrasa Patnam. Patnam Subramaniam, one of the greatest musician composers. He had many students, and one of them, the jewel of all of his students, was Ramanathapuram Srinivasa Iyengar. Ramanathapuram is another district in the state of Tamil Nadu. Srinivasa Iyengar, one of the greatest musicians South India has ever seen. His disciple was Ariyakudi Ramanuja Iyengar, the trendsetter, what you all sing today, what we all sing today as the concert Paddhati was started out by him. He devised this super fantastic, structure in a concert. So it is inclusive of everything. No part of it is left. At the same time, it's given, each portion is given its focus, and the essence is given. So if you want to do that very well, you have got to be top class. So both in terms of mental health, physical health, and musical health. So his student was my father, and I'm my father's and my mother's student. I learned more from my mother, Padma Narayana Swami, Srimati Padma Narayana Swami, than my dad, I should say, because by the time I was born, father was a very, very busy crowd puller, concert performer. So I started singing, they say, I have no memory of it, but they say that I started singing when I was about 2.5 years old. But my mother is a disciplinarian. She's not fazed by, any genius. No. If there is no discipline, she will not accept even if they are a genius. Discipline comes first, and then everything else follows. And I was not disciplined. I was a tree climbing tomboy. And my mom said, the day you come and sit for a class, that will be the day you will learn music. So before that, from the time I was 2.5 years old, I used to just randomly sing. I wouldn't know the name of the raga, but I would just sing. And my mother, today I am reaping the benefits of her tutelage. If she wasn't the way she was, I don't think I would have made it at all. So that way, I went and sat to her when I was 11 years old. Only when I was 11. Both my dad and mum, they always feel that all this, 10 years on the stage, 10-year-old on the stage, 15-year-old on the stage, my father was very keen that there should be some sort of a maturity, both as a person and as a musician, when you're on stage. And you may be a genius, you may have musical maturity, but you need to be a little matured as a person too. So my first concert was when I was 18. And I've been singing most of my life. And my usual day was, during school days, there would be, say, 4 to 4.5 hours of practice. But on weekends, all of it put together would be somewhere around 7 to 8 hours. So by the time we finished Varnam practice, it would be 1.5 hours, 1 hour, 45 minutes would be over by the time we finished practice of Varnam. So I'm extremely fortunate. In so far as gurus, I have been super duper lucky. I learned from my mom, I learned from my dad. I got this Ford Foundation scholarship. I was chosen one among, I think, 1,000. That's what they said. Myself, then Unni Krishnan, Shashi Kiran, and B. Balasubramaniam, and now you call her Anuradha Sriram. She used to be Anuradha Mohan then. Yes. And then all of us were students. This Ford Foundation was for a thing called a workshop called Dhanammal Bani workshop. Okay. So we had Srimati T. Brinda and Sri T. Vishwanathan as our teachers. It was a 6-month scholarship. I never saw TV. I never read the newspaper. I learned, I practiced, I sang, I slept, I ate, that's it. No friends, no functions, no relatives, nothing. It was one of the most beautiful times of my life. And every time I came back from class, my dad would be in the veranda waiting for me. What happened today? What transpired today? What did you learn today? So he and Vishwa sir were very, very thick friends, and they loved each other so much, which is why probably I always think that my father passed away on 1st April 2002. Vishwa sir passed away August mid. He wrote a letter to my mom. He said, Kevin is not there. I'm not sure if I want to live long. He wrote a letter to my mom. He said that. So it was a beautiful friendship, and the chord was music, mutual love and surrender to music. Then I learnt from Srimati M.S. Subbulakshmi also. I learned from Sri Chimmavudi Srinivasa Iyer, and I learned a lot of compositions from Srimati Radha Vishwanathan, M.S. Subbulakshmi's Amma's daughter. So now you see, I am super duper lucky with the gurus. I'd be the envy of so many. I know that, and I'm very grateful for that. So the reason I tell this is, I was not, I was taught music, but more importantly, through them, I saw what it was to fall in love with music. And there should be innocence in your approach to music. Innocence and love. These two take you to surrendering yourself to the art. The most amazing part of that is, if you surrendered to the art, she never gives up on you. She takes you through life. She takes you, everybody have ups and downs in lives. And she takes you through all of that. So, and she's an extremely possessive master. She comes to you, you're just hers for life. Yes. So, that is the most beautiful aspect that I learned. Most important aspect I learned from my teachers. There was no commerce involved. It was just art with them. So that's been my journey.
You are also acting. So how do you manage two different professions?
Actually, they're not so different. They're both art. How do I know that? I too thought they were different. But then I started noticing that if I had a concert today and I went to shooting tomorrow, the director and everybody would be saying, "Ma'am, what expressions, ma'am, it's so unique, different," all that, all kinds of words would come. If I had shooting yesterday and I have a concert today, ideas would just flow. I would be a ball of energy, and ideas would just keep pouring out of me. At first I didn't notice this, and suddenly I don't know, I was just fortunate to notice this. And that's when I realized that at the core, they are all art. They're all art. They just express themselves differently. No doubt, music is a more refined art. More refined art. And you just have your voice to express everything that your hands and eyes and your dialogues express in acting. So it's tougher. But I keep it in a workable limit. Not too much of that. Or let me put it this way: some for that, some for my practice, and some for my concerts. So in 30 days, it's divided into 3. So
great. As a part of today's performance, could you please share what was the experience singing for the compositions of Vishal?
The ragas that were given to me was, I think that clinched the whole deal, because Soumya had already sung so beautifully, and she kind of set the stage for the warm ambience, and everything was already set. All I had to do was just go and bask in it. And the ragas that were given to me were actually, this is the first time I am singing these ragas. Maybe Hamsadvani, yes, I would have sung a lot. But Shivaranjani and Hamsanandi, I have not explored so much, which was very enjoyable for me. And yeah, I hear that Vishal has composed it, and I am not surprised, and I'll tell you why. Creativity has nothing to do with your health, physical or mental. It has nothing to do with it. Because the problem comes when we think we are doing it. We're not doing it. Because we have practiced so much and it has become second nature, we think we're doing it. Let's go back to the time when, take me for example, 2.5 years, they say that I was so clear. What would I know? I have no memory of it. So, creativity is something that just flows out of you. And I think those people that are creative, I think it is like inbuilt stabilizer, they have these inbuilt characteristics like surrender, courage, freedom. They have these things in them. So we just sing fearlessly. We could go wrong, but we don't care. Which is why we do that practice, so that we don't go too wrong in front of too many people. So, but otherwise, the downside of creativity is you will go wrong. But that doesn't deter us. We'll just laugh it off and go ahead. In fact, we won't have time, because it will be flowing out of us. We won't have time to laugh it off or see if it's right or wrong or no. So, I am not surprised with Vishal's talent. I'm just very happy that I got to compose the tune for it. Again, I shouldn't say I, because it just flows. So the tune got composed. I think that would be right to say.
Last, your suggestions to today's learners of music and performers in this field.
Do not question. What do they say for science? Question. For art, do not question. If your teacher says, sing this off key, don't question. Sing it off key. No teacher is going to say that. But the point is, do not question. Just be a wet sponge and just first absorb. Absorb the entire thing and surrender to your teacher. Just absorb. Then, when you practice, sit and contemplate as to why this is like that. I'll give you a small example. For example, Shriman Narayana, Shriman Narayana இருக்கு இல்லையா? அதில் ஸ்ரீமன் நாராயணனி ஸ்ரீபாதமேஸ்வரம், இந்த அனுபல்லவி कमलासनहित गरुड गमन श्री कमलनाभनी पद कमल में शरण. Now, there is a reason for that. Ni pada kamala me sharanu. The emphasis is him. Your lotus feet. So, it has been done by MSMA with a lot of thought. So, don't change that. Kamalanabhan ni pada kamala me sharan. If you get creativity, do it the second time. Don't do it the first time. Yes. Respect the composition first. First of all, check whether you love music or dance, whatever. Not like, love. The reason I say love is because if you loved it, you would somehow find an hour in a day to practice. No matter how tired you are, you could be studying to become an astronaut. Does not matter. You'll somehow find an hour. But for all that, the bottom line is you have to love it. If you don't love it and if you just like it, don't be a serious student of music. Don't do that. You're wasting your teacher's time. You tell your teacher, I'll just come once or twice a month. That's enough for me. If you like it. But if you love it, that's the key. Because that's for the sake of, for your sake that I say it. Because when you love it, you could be unwell. You could be sick. You'd still practice. You'd still practice. I have practiced. I have performed. I had a major accident in my arm. Now it is like this. But on that day, April 9th, 1994, this portion went that way. And on 12th, I had a concert. They had to operate by general anesthesia. Only the next morning, on 10th morning. So the doctor asked me to count from 100 backwards. I caught hold of his hand. I said, I should sing on 12th. Will that be possible? The doctor said yes. And then I went out like a light. And on 12th, I put talam in this hand, I sang. It was a 3.5 hour concert. I sang Ragantanam Pallavi. Because I was traveling by train, I didn't take any food or water. Because I wouldn't be able to go to the bathroom with this. It was a big, And the place where I was going to sing, my brother was there. So they were waiting for me to take care of me. But in the train, what happens when you are so focused on it is the universe, will make the arrangements. I suddenly see in the same cabin of mine, an uncle of mine and his daughter going to Shabarimala. And his daughter was there. If his son was not there, it still would not have been possible. They had all kinds of food and everything. So my uncle said, Anu, you don't worry, you have all that you want. Indu will take you to the bathroom if you want. And I had a wonderful time. I sang, and my sister-in-law was there to take care of me. And I sang, I came back. After I came back, I was dead. I was so tired and dead. So, this is, I'm giving this example because if you love it, it'll be possible. Somehow it'll be possible.
Thank you very much, Anuradha ji. On behalf of RASA web channel, we are very, very happy to have you with us during our 100th day. Thank you.
Pleasure is all mine. I'm very grateful and thankful to you.
Namaskar.
Hello viewers, I'm Anuradha Krishnamurthy. I am very, very happy to have participated in this evening's beautiful event. And RASA web channel is doing a lot of work with art and culture. They have dance classes, they have music interviews with both senior musicians and dancers, and also they are also working with the drama people too, and a lot of things are there. So I think it will be a very, very enjoyable and informative and a big learning tool for those that are very interested in music and dance. So I think you will gain a lot by subscribing to this RASA web channel. And so who knows, maybe we'll meet in one of the sessions. So, so please do subscribe to it. Thank you very much.